Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital sees Michael Corinthos, Chad Jewell name drops left and right these days. And it has been confirmed that the soap held recast auditions. So, we might be getting a new Mikey soon, you guys. And I expect him to come back to make Drew Kane Quartermain Cameron Matheson pay. So, auditions for a new Michael started a little while ago, and we know that because Robert Adamson, who filled in for Chad Jewell as Michael in the past, was pretty salty about not being asked to read for the permanent recast role, and he posted on social media. It was early this month when actor Robert Adamson tweeted and then deleted a post where he sarcastically thanked General Hospital for letting him audition for the part. And he snarked that he covered the role not once, not twice, but 3 times without much notice or time to prepare. And then Adamson complained that he didn't even get the opportunity to read for the part. He was understandably a little salty about it. But that also thankfully and helpfully confirmed that auditions for the role of Michael were already being held, possibly still underway, but maybe already done. So, GH may have already hired a new actor to replace Chad Jewell. By the end of this week, Willow Tate Caitlin McMullen is in Germany in the clinic to see Michael. Even though Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, or Drew, neither one wants this to happen. Probably the only thing they agree on. So, there is a slim chance we could see recast Michael then. But a Friday spoiler says that Willow hits a roadblock and that's when she's in Germany. So, she might be barred from seeing Michael. You know, Willow and Drew talked about her holding Michael's medical proxy, but that may only apply in America at this foreign clinic that Jack Brennan arranged for. You know, Willow might be on Michael's do not visit list because Carly might have put her on there already or have added her once she found out that Willow was going over there. So, we'll see. Whether or not Michael's wife gets in to see him is still a question. But given the recast auditions and Chad Jewell moving on to other things, Michael could be out of the clinic and back home soon, and I do expect him to go after Willow's boyfriend, as he should. Right now, I think fully half of Port Charles, if not more, hate Drew and are openly plotting against him. But really, I think it should be Michael who gets to destroy him because he's the one that Drew has done the dirtiest on General Hospital. He boinked Michael's wife, which was bad enough. Then Drew flat out stole her and has moved her into a new house with him and is taking over raising Michael's kids with Willow. Drew even just convinced Willow to sign legal papers to make him Wiley Quartermain Corinthos, Byron Weaver, and Amelia Grace Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork Mako guardian if anything happens to her. So, Drew has basically stolen Michael's entire life while he is off recovering from those horrible burns after he nearly died in that explosion at Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, apartment. It's pretty heartless, you got to admit. And it's even worse what Drew is doing because he's Michael's uncle. So, we're going to talk real quick about why that he should be the one to take revenge on Drew. Why Michael and nobody else should be the one to put the congressman in his place and give him a big old slap of karma. First and foremost, Drew should pay for how he treated Jason Morgan, Steve Burton. We all know that Drew hates his twin Jason. It's just petty jealousy. And it kind of seems like Drew forgot that. Jason sacrificed him to save his life in Greece. He would be dead now if not for his twin brother. Yet Drew has treated Jason like trash for quite a while. And longtime viewers know, of course, that Michael's father for the first year of his life was Jason. And he's still a quasi-father figure to Michael now. So no, he's not going to tolerate Drew's grudge against Jason. Michael is also going to be enraged over Drew doing his dad Sonny Corinthos Maurice Bernard really dirty. Drew is a big part of the plan to try and push Sonny off the piers. And Drew is targeting Laura Spencer Collins Jeannie Francis, a close friend of the family in these dirty games against Sonny. So, Michael will no doubt want to get payback on Drew for also coming after his dad. Plus, there's the fact that Drew is lashing out at the Quartermains. That's Michael's flesh and blood family through his bio dad, AJ Quartermain, Sean Kanan. And Drew has been going hard against Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, and others. He even tried to have the Q family crypt bulldozed. That is the resting place of Michael's dad AJ, his grandpa Alan Quartermain, Stuart Damon, and Mikey's great-granddad and great-grandma Edward Quartermain, John Ingle, and Lila Quartermain, Anna Lee. Plus, Drew really went nuts when Monica Quartermain, Leslie Charlson, banned him from the mansion in the property. And you know you're really bad when she turns on you. So, Michael's going to want huge payback for all the Qs, and let's not forget before he was nearly killed in the explosion, Michael was already going after Drew. We saw Michael teaming up with Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, to take Aurora away from Drew over the lies, the cheating, and general awfulness. So really, the burn injuries were a distraction that slowed him up. But Michael already wanted to destroy Drew. And I bet Michael comes back even angrier than when he left because Drew has done so much damage since he's been gone. And Michael has been stuck helpless in a bed in that clinic far away knowing Drew was wreaking havoc, but he couldn't do anything about it. But soon when we have recast Michael Corinthos on the scene, then yeah, he can. And the last thing is that Drew should never ever forget Michael is dangerous. Right now, I would say that Drew has forgotten who he's playing with. Back when Michael was angry at Sonny, he took custody of Avery Jerome Corinthos, Ava and Grace Scarola, away from his dad. You guys remember that Michael blackmailed Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros ruthlessly. He killed his stepmom, Claudia Zachara, Sarah Joy Brown, to protect his mom, Carly. And Michael learned how to play dirty growing up. He was raised by Sonny and Carly, who are masters of the game. So, Drew, bottom line, he's way overdue for a big old reality check, and it should be Michael that writes it. I'm really, really hoping they recast the role with someone amazing. Hopefully somebody we know from another soap. I personally would like to see Matthew Atkinson or Darren Brooks from Bold and the Beautiful in the part. Rory Gibson from Young and the Restless would be a great choice. But we'll just have to wait and see who landed it. Maybe we'll see recast Michael during sweeps wrapped up in bandages and we just hear his voice and then he comes to Port Charles and shocks everybody with a big reveal of his new face. So fingers crossed it's soon. The Corinthos family had seen its share of turmoil, betrayal, and shocking resurrections, but Port Charles was about to be rocked once more. After months away, Michael Corinthos returned, but this wasn't the same gentle, conflicted young executive everyone remembered. Gone was the clean-cut, dutiful son who tried to walk the fine line between his family's criminal legacy and his own moral compass. In his place stood a sharper, colder man with a shadow behind his eyes and a silence that could freeze blood. This Michael had changed. Rumors swirled before he even stepped foot back into Port Charles. He'd sold ELQ's international holdings. He'd cut off contact with Willow and hadn't even called to check on Wiley. Drew Kane, who had stepped up in Michael's absence to stabilize the Quartermain Empire, suspected something was coming, but even he couldn't predict just how personal it would be. It started subtly. Drew noticed strange behavior among ELQ board members, odd delays in responses, sudden changes in loyalty. His instincts, sharpened by years as both Navy SEAL and Jason Morgan's near double, told him someone was pulling strings behind the scenes. And then came the board meeting. The room was hushed when the elevator doors opened and out walked Michael. But not Michael, not the Michael they knew. He was wearing all black, a tailored suit with no tie, sunglasses inside, his hair slicked back, and his expression unreadable. He nodded once toward Ned, offered a brief, nonchalant handshake to Brooke Lynn, and didn't even acknowledge Drew. Let's get started, Michael said, taking the head of the table without asking. Drew sat forward. You don't just waltz in here and. I own 30% of ELQ now, Michael interrupted smoothly. Thanks to some silent acquisitions and a few generous family members. He looked pointedly at Olivia and Tracy. So yeah, I do. There was silence. Then, Tracy smirked. Well, this just got interesting. Later that evening at the Metro Court, Drew confronted Michael alone. What the hell is going on with you? Drew demanded. You disappear, you abandon your family, and now you come back like a hostile takeover villain. Michael sipped his drink, unfazed. Do you know what it's like to build something and have it taken from you? I gave everything to ELQ, and when I stepped back to take care of Willow, you and Ned just moved on without me. I was expendable. That's not true, Drew said. We kept it alive for you. No, Michael said sharply. You thrived. You moved in like a savior. You played the hero. Jason's gone, so you had to become him. But you're not him, Drew. And I'm done playing nice. Drew was stunned. You think I want to be Jason? Michael leaned in close. Don't you? He whispered. You inherited his face, his instincts, his place in Sonny's trust. Now you're working with Carly. You've got everything Jason had. Except for me. I was Jason's real family. And now you've taken that, too. Drew shook his head. I'm not your enemy, Michael. You are now, Michael said coolly. And I'm going to take back everything, ELQ, my family's loyalty, even Sonny's respect. And you're just the placeholder I have to remove. In the weeks that followed, Michael made good on his threat. He launched a secret audit into Drew's past business ventures, leaking one of them to the press to damage his image. He orchestrated a vote of no confidence at ELQ that narrowly failed, only because Brooklyn sided with Drew at the last second. At home, he started cozying up to Sunny again, pretending reconciliation, even subtly manipulating Nina into believing Drew had undermined her Crimson relaunch. It worked. Drew felt the noose tightening. And through it all, Willow watched silently. She didn't recognize her husband anymore. This version of Michael was icy, strategic, and cruel. When she tried to reach out, he dismissed her gently but firmly. "I'm doing what's necessary," he told her. "For Wiley. For our future." But she wasn't so sure. The breaking point came during a charity gala at the Savoy. Drew gave a speech about second chances and redemption, about rebuilding after trauma and loss. The crowd applauded, but Michael's laughter rang out like a gunshot. Everyone turned. Michael stood, drink in hand. Touching words, "Drew, almost makes people forget that you were a different man 5 years ago." Literally. Must be convenient, getting to erase a past you can't remember. Gasps echoed through the room. "You're not Jason," Michael said. "You're not even Drew Kane. You're just a clone with a memory file, playing hero because the real ones are dead." The silence was suffocating. Drew's jaw clenched. "Say whatever you want about me, Michael. But I haven't lost who I am. You have." The next morning, Carly confronted Michael. "You're acting like Sunny 10 years ago," she said. Cold, vengeful, and about to lose everything. Michael didn't argue. He simply looked out over the skyline. "Maybe it's time this town remembered I'm not just Michael the victim, or the good son, or the quarter share kid. I'm a Corinthos. And I'm going to start acting like one." To be continued. Is Michael spiraling out of control? Has the recast brought a darker, Jason-like streak into Sunny's once stable son? And can Drew survive the storm of a Corinthos war from within? Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.